on YouTube. Could I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Today is Thursday. It is September 11th. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program. Got a nice show lineup for you. Let me know where you're watching from inside the comment box. Let me know if you're able to dip into that AM podcast that I released. I think I released it like 4 a.m. I cut it yesterday and, got it going, scheduled it for like 4 this morning. So, and I know a lot of you are getting ready. At that point in time, there wasn't like graphics or anything. I just basically ran through 10 points. I don't know if I'll make this like a daily thing because I'm already pumping out so much content. But I think, depending on the day, maybe like twice a week or something like that, that might be something that we get into the rotation. So that's why it's always important that you hit the subscribe button. So all the videos that I'm posting, you don't miss it, right? Because you don't want to miss one of my videos. Let's face it. But I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for joining me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube, live every single day at 10 a.m. or as news happens, as you know. This weekend you have Alabama taking on Wisconsin in a game that I am super excited for, to be honest. I think, I read the recent reports that are just out that Wisconsin will be without its starting quarterback. I mean, look, if they had their starting quarterback, if it was their backup quarterback, I kind of looked at this game being reminiscent of the Missouri game last year, where I just don't see a lot of offense coming from Wisconsin. So at the back end of the video, I'm going to give you my official score prediction. Very confident in this one. I think Alabama certainly takes it to them. And I think the buzzsaw of Alabama starts to kind of rev up, honestly. So, Good challenge coming in this weekend, but honestly, I think that Alabama will be ready for them at 11 a.m. kick. All right, so this weekend for the game, we have this graphic from North Alabama Storm Chase. It looks like it's starting to come down just a little bit. At first, it looked like it was going to be ridiculously hot, but temperature 80 degrees, right? For the tailgate, game time is 87, and for the fourth quarter, it looks like it's going to be 91. So, September's always hot. As long as I've lived here, September is always hot, period. But it could be hotter. I mean, this game could be in the hundreds, right? You know how it is. How's everybody doing today? Let's see where everybody is checking in from. We got Alyssa. What's going on? I love how the names are fixed. I like it because when the names go away, it gives us like a little bit of adversity, and then we have to fight through it, and then we get the names back, and then like all is well in the world. Max Tooney, what's up? Ruben Poole, I thank you so much, man. You've been a really strong supporter. Amanda Jane, been here for a long time as well. Max Tooney, Mindy Miss Careless, good morning to you. Hope you're off to a great Thursday. Sean the Explorer, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the program. Miss Kimberly, always see you inside the comment box. Austin Cortez, what's up, bro? Robert Brad, I think you just said, Austin, that you had a newborn, right? I read that in the comments. I read all the comments, all right? I read them all. Austin, you're a new dad, right? Congratulations, bro. Blessings on blessings. Robert Bradley Jr., Kalen Childress, Big Chevy 205. I love this username, by the way. Joe Crooms, what's up? Eminem, I appreciate you. CJ, good morning. Coach Smith, what's up? Chad Kennedy, what's up, Chad? Anita Waters, Ron Paris, what's up, man? Saying RIP Charlie Kirk. Man, I couldn't. Well, I'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's see. Rocket Town, what's up? S. Ford, Roll Tide. Chad Howard, good morning to you. Todd is rising. What's up, Todd? I like that username. Jay Lee. What happened to Christian Leary? Oh, that's a good wide receiver to look up. We were running through the wide receivers yesterday. We forgot. What happened to him? Cindy Lucas is coming to us from the Lone Star State. James Allen. What's up? RMFT, you know what that stands for. Ethan Wilson, what's up, man? Ryan Harris, J-Dub. J-Dub's coming to us from Kentucky. Michael, what's up, man? Crimson Dreams? Yo, this is a tight username right here. Coming to us from Mississippi. Spence, what's up? Tia Show, good to see you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this is it's a grind, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, You go into the football season, this is a daily performance type of job, right? Michael Mayo. What's up, Michael Mayo? Nelson Holland. Damn, what a crew. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And I think more times, like today, more than ever, is a day that we need each other, right? We need continuity. We need togetherness. We need to be together, right? And I think that's what makes this channel so great is it's community-based driven, right? Before we get going, you got the raffle, which is the weekly raffle. Yo, I need you guys to get in this raffle so we can spin this wheel. It's $10 to enter up to 3 opportunities. Super chats to get you in the door as well. I guess we'll spin it tomorrow. All right. I need to do just more, and it's any jersey. So remember, Jerry Bernard, I think, is featured. That would be a nice one. $10 to enter. Ways to enter: Bama_YouTube up top, Cash App Bama YouTube up at the top of the screen. And super chats get you in the door as well. And I turned down the music for my next part right here because, you know, it's been 24 years since 9/11. All right. Is there anyone in here from New York? Is there anyone by chance that was in Manhattan on that day, 24 years ago? Go ahead and post inside the comment box where you were at this particular time, dating back 24 years ago on September 11th, right? So I remember where I was at, and I was in high school. I think it was my junior year, I want to say. If it was, or it might have been my senior year. Either way, right? And I remember we remember Channel 1? It used to be like a TV, like up in your screen, like up in your classroom. And I remember they showed it, and I remember feeling, scared, unsure. It was something that clearly everybody remembers at that point in time, right? See, I see a lot of comments, and everybody remembers that point in time where you were, right? And all of how specifically the world changed after that, right? I mean, ever since that point in time, the world changed. Do you agree? Thumbs up, right? And you know my shows, like, they're never going to get political, but we talk about things as they happen. It's a live daily show. We talk about things. And it's just, and as you get older in life, you understand that things get taken from you, right? That's just life, right? Kind of go back to the Al Pacino favorite, pregame speech, right, on any given Sunday. And that's true. Things get taken from you. And I think what is so sad is that I think like this peace that we had got taken from us at that point in time. And you see how things have changed since that point in time. And I can't even imagine all the families that have to continue to go through this emotionally. And you also think about the first responders, right? There was a 9/11 stair climb today here in Tuscaloosa, kind of dedicated to the first responders. And it just really puts things in perspective. And I think when you get older, you look back on what it was. I went up to the towers. Did anybody go up to the towers? My mom, she took me up. I went, at that point in time, she was married, and we went with her husband. When we went to the top, I don't know which tower it was, but we went up to the top. I think it was a couple years before 9/11. It was these gigantic buildings. And if you've been back since, I've been back, I think once or twice, you see the memorials and just kind of how big those fountains are, right? Very somber. If you've ever been to the museum, very somber as well. So, I think 9/11 is a day that will live in our hearts forever, and the world has changed forever. And, but I will say this. I remember, do you remember this? After 9/11, like it was like a month long, that the country really came together. I had never seen so many flags. I had never seen people just be nice to each other. Do you agree with that? Remember? Because we're not at that point in time right now. But that particular time after, people came together. Remember this? I remember that. I'll never forget that moment, and then thereafter, how I felt like the country became more united, right? So fast forward, I don't know, several years. I was living in Washington, D.C., And here's some old photos of me, and here's a newspaper clipping right here on the left, right? And I'll read this out, and then I'll talk about these photos real quick, and then I'll talk about Charlie Kirk, and then we'll get on with the show, okay? So it says, panic attack. Kyle Henderson is used to running down the football field, cradling a pigskin in his arms, but last week he said, I was running for my life. After Washington, D.C., police warned him that he had 60 seconds to impact. Henderson, a graduate of St. Michael's High School, a student at New Mexico State University, and a summer intern with U.S. Representative Tom Udall's Washington office, was among staffers who raced from our Capitol after a failed transponder on a plane carrying the governor of Kentucky to Ronald Reagan's funeral triggered an emergency evacuation. Yo, it was crazy. So I was literally working for Tom Udall, right? I was in the Longworth building. Anybody been to D.C.? And I was up on Capitol Hill. I worked in Capitol Hill twice because this was when I was an intern, and then as you could see, I also worked for the EPA. And the sirens went off. I was literally going to watch the procession of Ronald Reagan, who just passed away. And the sirens came out, and we were stuck in the Longwood building, and they said that a plane was going to hit somewhere at the Capitol. It was crazy. So then they let us out the door, and we started running down the street. I'm dead serious. Here I am dressed up, and I was running down the street. And I jumped in a car with 3 other staffers, and we took off to Georgetown. We drank a beer, we watched all this unfold, and then I went back to my apartment, which is right behind the Capitol. It was crazy. Up in the corner right, so you want to know why, honestly, that I treat everybody with respect? You want to know why I get along with everybody that comes in the show, whether you have, comments, this or that? It's because I lived with people from all over the world. I live with people and I've gained perspective on life from other people, throughout the world. So right here, this is Rafael Diaz from Orocovis, Puerto Rico. He has now passed away at age 41 from colon cancer. He served this country in the Navy. He was a U.S. cook. And it breaks my heart because he was really one of my best friends that I've ever had. And he always used to tell me this. And he lived such a great life and beautiful. Otacovis, he came from literally nothing. And he would always say, if not now, then when? And that's always kind of stuck out with me, right? Here I am right here, babyface Henderson right here in the blue. This is Zach Bader, a strong conservative from the state of Iowa. Right. And then right here, this is my boy Nobutaka Ito from Nagasaki, Japan. He was my direct roommate. Me and him lived together. And after the day, he would always come in and he would drink a Budweiser and go over his day. He's from Japan. He's on a whole different level. He'd drink a Budweiser and rewind all the hours throughout his day. Down here is a funny picture of the crew right here. This is one of my good friends right now. Anyone familiar with Boston? Back Bay. This is Jason Bramwell, one of my good friends of this day. I always hit him up on the 1st of the month, and we're like, wake up, 1st of the month. And this is my boy Rafael, who's now passed away, unfortunately. So I say all that to say this, yesterday, Charlie Kirk was assassinated, right? And I bring this up because, this is a live show. We talk about events as it happens, and prayers to this beautiful family, right? Which is no longer a family. And this will never become like a political show. But one thing that is clear and present in this world and that has always existed is evil, right? So evil is always going to exist. And I always kind of fall back on the great Martin Luther King in saying that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can drive out hate, right? This woman, right, will have to raise these 2 children, right, by herself I don't know, maybe she moves on or whatever, but can you imagine what she's going through internally? You know what? You know why this hit so hard yesterday is because both of my kids, when they got home, I have teenagers, right? So you have Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, now dead, right? You're very impactful to the youth. And here into raising my kids here in the South, one thing that is apparent in the South, we go to church. My daughter goes to church on Wednesday nights, okay? Wednesday nights, they go to church. You're familiar with this if you're in the area. And so she got dropped off, and the first thing that she said was, Charlie Kirk is dead. So imagine, having to have that conversation with her. My son got home from work. It's the first thing that he talked about, right? And my daughter, this is something I keep on my desk all the time, is she has Bible quotes, and she writes this at church, right? So, look, I know there's a lot of division right now in the world, but I think we need to be more together, right? And it breaks my heart because I know a lot of people are hurting today. And I know a lot of people are going through stuff. Man, even being on social media is just mentally exhausting. Seriously, it's depressing. So if you find yourself in that area, right, get with people who are uplifting. Go outside, get away from it, right? Prayers to this family, this his beautiful wife and their kids, and just pray for them, pray for everybody, pray for this country. We used to remember our caller who would call in and he would pray for the country, right? So never it's a bad time to pray, especially in a time like this when there is a lot going on. I think we're all have heavy hearts together. You know what I'm saying? Like is anybody like a little bit down today? I know I am. Right? I mean, having to come on the show for an hour and have my best game face, like it's difficult. It is. So, but I felt that we needed to address it because this is something that happened and it's terrible. And, we had to pray for the country because it's definitely not like it used to be. Right? And, I love flying a flag outside of my house, not for any political reason, but I understand that freedom is not free. We have so many people on the show that are overseas protecting this country. Do you get that? Like, right? If you zoom out, like it's amazing to think that people have given up their lives so that we can be free. That it's crazy to me. I can't even. So if you're out there and you've served this great country, or if you're serving, and if you're serving right now and you're in the country, or if you're overseas, and you don't think like that we care about you, we appreciate you. So, I will always fly a flag outside of my house just because of that simple fact, right? 100%, Jonathan, 100%. All right, so thoughts and prayers to the Kirk family and to the entire country, right? All right, as we get, we will, as we move forward, the best that we can. How about this for an uplifting photo? Time flies, huh? Time flies when you're quarterbacking at Alabama and now in the NFL. Do you remember these kids? These children? You remember these children? Hey, fam, I got to look at this email real quick. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today, get up to $100 credit using code RTR. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
All right, fam, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for staying patient on that. Yeah, it's crazy. So you got Mac Jones right now starting for the 49ers. You have Jalen Hurts starting for the Eagles. And you have Tua Tagovailoa, right, starting for the Dolphins. So the crazy thing is Mac Jones right here will get to start for the 49ers because Brock Purdy is out, right? So Brock Purdy out, and you have Mac Jones in. Absolutely wild stuff. I don't know if you start him on fantasy football, but yeah, you watch him because it looks like Purdy could be out for 4 weeks, right? So crazy photo. All right, week 3 injury report, okay? All right, so you got Ryan Williams. He's going to be healthy, good to go for this coming week, right? And I already said, do not sleep on Ryan Williams, 100%. Do not sleep on him. I think that he has a big upcoming, I don't know if it'll be game, but it'll just take one catch, one play for Ryan Williams for everybody to fall in love with Ryan Williams again, all right? You better not have slept on Ryan Williams. All right, Jam Miller. How about Jam Miller right here? You got Jam Miller. I don't know if you play him this weekend. I really don't. I think if you look kind of to the future of it, you have to be able to make sure he's 1,000% before he plays, right? 1,000% before he plays. I wouldn't rush it. Thumbs up. Do you play Jam Miller or not? Yes or no? I don't know. All right, we also got Tim Keenan. Big Tim Keenan. I guess he's a game time decision as well. Do you play him, right? I kind of the same. I think that you play Jam, maybe just see how he's kind of feeling, but you wait for Tim Keenan for this Georgia game, right? You wait for him for this Georgia game. That's how I feel on Tim Keenan. I don't think that you play him. All right. How about Jeremiah Beeman? Man, him being out, I think is still impactful. I don't know the level of how it impacts, but anytime you lose depth, right? That clearly affects the team. But you have a lot of defensive tackles that I think are rising. So unfortunate that he's out, but that happens. And then John Latham, I guess he's a game time decision as well. All right, in the news right now, you have Bill Edwards, right? Billy Edwards, who is out for Wisconsin, right? He is out for Wisconsin against Alabama, the starting quarterback, which is interesting because it's the second time in the season, right? Last year, they were without Tyler Van Dyke went out in the first series against Alabama, and now Billy Edwards is out. So in is Danny O'Neal, right? He's in. O'Neal was 23 of 27 last week, 85% passing. Coach Kalen DeBoer last night was speaking about Wisconsin's offense and basically how they like to stretch you out, run kind of sweeps, and then have a running back kind of jet back in. But, man, 23 of 27, that is very interesting, right? So Alabama will face another backup quarterback. That's why I'm so confident about this game going in. I'd be confident if this guy was playing, right? All right, keep the pain. Keep the pain, all right? Coach Kalen DeBoer last night on the Hey Coach show said this. You see this? He said, we better be keeping the pain of what happened week 1 internally. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, and I heard you. Angel from Pigeon Forge, a question was featured last night on the Hey Coach show. And I like this. You got punched in the mouth in week 1, and you have an opportunity to be able to take steps forward, right? From there on out. I mean, because it's way better to lose in college football early in the season than it is to lose late in the season, right? Jamar points that he's been out since week 1. Oh, I got you, bro. Thank you so much. Either way, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it matters who Wisconsin's quarterback is. But you got to keep the pain. I love this quote, right? Keeping the pain of what happened internally. All right. Do you see this? The next round said that, I think they came up with this, right? It said that DeBoer, when he wears his black hoodie, they are 9-1. 9-1. And then when he wears the polo, he's 1-4. The crazy thing is he's penalized and criticized when he wears the black. But he's 9-1. The irony is so crazy, right? 9-1, 1-4. Crazy. All right. Let's talk about quarterback 1 real quick. All right. We got to hype up Ty. 100%. Thumbs up for Ty Simpson inside the comment box. He is 40 of 60 passing, 66%, right? $40 of 60 is pretty good, especially after. It doesn't look good following 17 of 17, right? 480 yards and 5 touchdowns so far on the season. Thumbs up for Ty. You impressed with Ty? There better not be any Ty haters inside the comment box. 11 carries for 40 yards. Dude can move. I'm telling you. Coach Saban said he had legs that work. And this was interesting, though. On the Hey Coach show, he said that he was a little shocked when the coaches told him that Austin Mack was going in. He's a competitor. So, look, that was part of the game plan. They wanted to get quarterbacks opportunities, but Ty was like, what? Like, I'm rolling, you know? So, overall, you got Simpson, who is clearly trending up. We'll see how he does this weekend, but I would imagine that he continues to cook, right? If the offensive line can protect this young man, who knows what he's capable of? All right, let's hype up wide receiver number 1, right? All right, last season, right, 794 yards. This was for Jeremy Bernard. I think that was second on the team, right? This year, 11 receptions so far. Thumbs up for Jeremy Bernard. Yo, think about it. Think about the guys who have transferred in. They've been, some of the guys that have been here now, like a 2-year transfer, Parker Brailsford, Jeremy, those are the leaders of the team, right? I think. Parker Brailsford is a captain. He should probably be a captain as well, to be honest. 213 receiving yards, so he's on pace for a 1,000-yard type season. And offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb said that he's the standard of the wide receiver position. Jeremy Bernard is absolutely it, right? More or less in week 2, all right? This is obviously powered by Sleeper. Sleeper is a sponsor of this video. Use the promo code RTR. Get a $100 deposit, match up to $100. Let's go over the picks for this week. So I'm asking you again. You have Dylan Jones, who's Wisconsin's running back. Do you think that he will run for more or less than 37 yards against Alabama? More or less for Dylan Jones against Alabama. I'm going to take less. I think that he'll run for I think Alabama's defense comes out inspired. It's going to be unless he's a running quarterback, I'm going less always. I think they do a good job stopping running backs, maybe not Dylan Sampson last year or, the kid from Oklahoma. But I think in this particular game, I think Alabama holds them to less. All right, so I'm going to say less on this one. And if you download, you can make picks. It's very easy to do. You just go to more or less, and it's part of your fantasy football too. I mean, Sleeper is is very interactive and easy to use. Over here, Ty Simpson, you think 2 touchdowns? 2 touchdowns passing? I think Ty will throw for 2 touchdowns. I have him at maybe 3 touchdowns. I think I'll take Ty. This is crazy. I didn't even know I was going to say this. I'll take him at 5 touchdowns, 3 passing and 2 rushing. So I have Ty Simpson at 5 total touchdowns. All right. And then Danny O'Neal, who will get the start as the backup, 160 yards, more or less. I would probably say less here as well. I don't think that he's going to throw for more than 160 yards. And then Jerry Bernard, who we just talked about, 60. This is your like sleeper pick'em of the week. So right here, Jerry Bernard, 66 yards. I say more. I say 70 to 100 for Jerry Bernard. I'd be shocked if this one is not, if this is less. So again, go to Sleeper, download the app, use the promo code RTR, get 100% match up to $100 when you use the promo code RTR. All right. Let's talk a little bit more about our friends, the Badgers. All right. Let me timestamp that real quick. All right, Wisconsin is 2-0 on the season, right? They beat Miami of Ohio and Middle Tennessee. They've allowed 10 points in just 2 games, right? Ranked number 3 in the United States versus the run, which is pretty interesting, but look at the competition that they played, right? Danny O'Neal, as I mentioned, he's 23 of 27 passing, right? And Mason Reiger, outside linebacker, last week he graded out with a 92% Pro Football Focus grade. What's your level of confidence on Alabama versus Wisconsin? Sound off inside the comment box. Is it like a 7? Is it an 8? Where are you at? Alabama versus Wisconsin. Here's mine. This is my score prediction. All right, I'm coming out with 42-3. I don't think that Wisconsin gets into the end zone, okay? I don't. Oh, Inglorious Bastards, 100. Inglorious Badgers. And I think Alabama rolls. Honestly, oh my goodness, am I drinking the tea too much? Score prediction 42-3. I got Alabama defeating the Badgers, all right? Is that too much? I'll take your score predictions tomorrow on the score show, but I don't know. I'm super confident in this one. Did I drink all the rat poison? Am I full of rat poison? Oh man. 42-3. That's what I got. Is that too much? Let's see. So these are some early score predictions. 35-17 or 35-7, 45-17, 48-3, 38-3. 45-10, 42-17, 60-5. Javion's like, you drunk it all. Here's a look at Alabama's remaining schedule. You got Wisconsin, then you're open, and then you got Georgia, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, and then Auburn. All right, that's what the rest of the schedule looks like. But let's just worry about this weekend's game on Saturday. Me too. So Ryan said he'd be more scared of South Florida. 100%. Me too. ChatGPT feeling really confident about the rest of Alabama's season, right? Look at this confidence percentage from the computer. Well, I guess it gets a little dicey over here. Those games are going to be hard. Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, that's a brutal stretch. Imagine like a team like Arizona State having to play that sort of schedule. You know what I'm saying? That stretch. What would Arizona State's record be right here? Against Georgia, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. Look at that stretch. Okay, Iowa State. Are they the best team in the Big 12? I don't think Iowa State. No, Georgia. I don't think they beat Vandy. maybe Missouri. No Tennessee. No South Carolina. No LSU. Imagine that. Think about that. So Iowa State and the schedule that they play, I don't know how many games they win or whatever, but let's say they get into the playoffs. Look at that schedule. God bless. That's crazy. Yeah, 0-8. So I don't know, teams from the Big 12 or what about Illinois? Isn't Illinois? Oh, Texas Tech. But yeah, same thing, Chad. What would Texas Tech go in that stretch? Or how about like Illinois? Who's ranked, what are they ranked, like 10 or something like that? What would tell me, which team would Illinois beat on that little gauntlet stretch? I don't know. Crazy to think about. Last thing, strengths and weaknesses. The abundance of talent clearly is strength. The play of Ty Simpson, I think, is a core strength. The unbeaten at home, right, under Coach Kalen DeBoer. The weaknesses clearly run defense ranked 102. Running quarterbacks, that scares the lights out of me is the running quarterbacks, right? And playing on the road, they're 2-5 under Coach Kalen DeBoer when they play on the road. 5 to watch this week, I got Ty Simpson, Kevin Riley. Let's see what he can do with some more opportunities. You got Ryan Williams back in the lineup for the Crimson Tide. Yo, does Ryan catch a touchdown this weekend? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes that Ryan Williams catches a touchdown. All right. Deontay Lawson, right? I'm going to say, man, I need to see more Deontay Lawson. It sounds like, there's kind of a mixed fans, like we're mixed on Deontay Lawson, right? Some feel that he's good. Some people feel that he's not 100%. We kind of go back and forth on that. All right. Bray Hubbard right here. Good to see him making a player of the week. All right, I have a couple questions on who wins, okay? All right. You don't have to go against the spread. Let's just say straight up, okay? Clemson taking on Georgia Tech. Who wins? Type C for Clemson, type G for Georgia Tech. I believe Haynes King is good for this weekend for Georgia Tech, right? He should be healthy. Clemson at Georgia Tech, huh? I'll take Clemson, but I want to take Georgia Tech. This Georgia Tech team is tough. If Haynes King is 100%, look, a lot of you picking Georgia Tech. I know you probably want to see Clemson go down, but I also think a lot of you are educated and know that Georgia Tech is just a good football team, right? So let's take I'll take Clemson. I rarely go against the undefeated. But, man, people were hyping them up, all sorts of stuff. I think Clemson will pull it off. I think it'll be super tight. But I never have bought into Clemson. You know that from the preseason, all right? Okay, how about this one? Georgia at Tennessee. Who wins, Georgia or Tennessee? Type G inside the comment box for Georgia. And type T for Tennessee. G for Georgia, T for Tennessee. I'm going to take Georgia. I'm actually for Georgia in this game. I want Georgia to be ranked as high as possible when Alabama plays Georgia, all right? I really do, all right? I don't know, like, who is the better team. I mean, Georgia really hasn't played anybody yet. I think Tennessee is, they really haven't played anybody yet. I don't know. I think Georgia's better. I'm going to be watching this game. I mean, I'm curious about it. But I will say I'm for Georgia, but I don't know who wins. A lot of people picking Georgia, like 2/3 of you picking Georgia, all right? And I don't know about Gunnar Stockton. I don't know how good he is. In my opinion, he's kind of mid. All right, Texas A&M and Notre Dame. This is an interesting one. It's in South Bend, right? Texas A&M at Notre Dame. Who wins? Type T for Texas. Type ND for Notre Dame. I'll take Notre Dame. Notre Dame was a little bit better than I anticipated. I like how they came back against Miami. I think they beat Texas A&M. It'll probably be close. You know who's balling out? We saw yesterday. We looked up the stats. It was Casey Concepcion, right? He's having a nice season. Remember, we thought we were going to get him here at Bama. All right, so Texas at Notre Dame looks like it's kind of split. Some people taking Texas A&M. Huh. I would like to see Notre Dame lose. I really would. I would like to see them be eliminated because they found a roadmap to get into the playoffs too easy, right? Javion's like, I'm picking all the wrong teams. All right, how about this one? I won't pick another wrong team, will I? South Florida taking on Miami. Yo, the Bulls are the real deal. The crazy thing is, look at that line, 18.5 for Miami. No way, Miami. Has Vegas not seen Alex Gollish's Bulls play? If Alabama was playing this team right now, it'd be scary. If this guy could throw, he's a mid passer, but damn, he could run. I think South Florida just might win straight up. This is a good football team. Really good. On the road after beating Florida, back-to-back really tough games. But, man, maybe these are the Florida champs. I don't know if they're better than Florida State, but they're good. Paul Kirk, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. All right. One more. We got another sleeper pick 'em, all right? Help me out on this one. So if you download Sleeper, it's really easy. They're giving you basically this pick right here with Jaden Daniels, all right? So you could just pick it and you win, right? But let me ask you, this is a pretty good Thursday night football game. All right, Josh Jacobs over here. Do you think Josh Jacobs scores a touchdown, yes or no, in tonight's game between the Commanders and the Packers? I would say I'm going to say yes. Yo, Josh Jacobs going to the Packers was a wonderful addition. Thumbs up for Josh Jacobs. Man, absolute beast. All right, and how about Deebo Samuel catching for more than 46 yards? He had a good week one showing. Jaden Daniels is legit. This guy is very, very good. A lot of people say that Keelan Russell is similar to Jaden Daniels. All right. So I'll say that one's easy. It's a gimme. Josh Jacobs. So it really comes down to Josh Jacobs and Deebo Samuel, right? I'll say more on Deebo. I don't know about that one, but Josh Jacobs for sure. Right? Yo, this guy, he's legit. If you have a dynasty fantasy team, I hope you could pick up him. And a lot of people say that Keelan Russell is very comparable to him. I would agree, which is a hell of a compliment because this guy is an absolute baller. All right, remember to get into the raffle if you want. We'll try to spin it tomorrow. Bama_YouTube Cash App Bama YouTube, $10 to get in, up to 3 opportunities. I got a couple people in recently today. We got Chad Kennedy, Michael Mayo, and I think there was someone else that jumped in. So I'll have it all cleaned up for tomorrow. But look, fam, I hope that you had a good show today. Stay blessed. Keep fighting. Keep praying. I know the country's, it's a heavy day, right? 9/11 and then what happened with Charlie Kirk yesterday, it's tough. But you got to keep moving and you got to keep praying. So keep it positive. Stay where your feet are at. Stay blessed. I appreciate you guys so much for joining me today right here on the program on Bama Football on YouTube. News as it happens. I always got you covered. As news happens. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping me a thumbs up on the video. Thanks for the super chats. And thanks for just the overall support. I need your support more than ever these days. And I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you turn on all notifications so you're always notified when a video drops. And I'll be back as news happens right here on Bama Football